Your ancestors have a message for you today, and I think it's one you're gonna love. Stop taking life so seriously. It's time to laugh, have fun, and soak up all of the joy that this world has to offer. I'm Jennifer Halliburton with the Awakened Gen Tarot, and I'm one of the hosts of The Spiritual View. The Spiritual View is a collective of 7 spiritually gifted women who use a range of modalities to bring messages of guidance for the collective. We are building a thriving community here, and we're so excited to have you be a part of us. And be sure to check out all of the things that we have going on in this channel. We have daily videos as well as 2 live streams on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern, where we bring the whole group together to have some fun conversation, and then we pull cards for the collective. So if that sounds good to you, I would love for you to be a part of us. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and just interact with the channel, and you can become part of this community. All right, so before we get too far into this, let's take 3 deep breaths together and do the invocation to call on the spirit team. So if you'll close your eyes and breathe in. All right. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, my higher self and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. All right. So we're going to be pulling with the Ancestor Spirit Oracle and the Spirit Song Tarot for the reading today. And I will be doing the extended, and in the extended, we'll just dive deeper into what's coming out, and we'll be pulling with the extended. I'll be looking at the soul coaching, which this is becoming one of my new favorite decks. And we'll just go deeper in. So that information will be in the description box below. But to get started with this one, let's see. Let me pull up my spread so I can see what we're doing here. Okay. So with the first card, it is the overall energy. So what energy or wisdom are your ancestors bringing into your life right now? And so we have laugh and have fun. And so they are telling you literally lighten up. Lighten up. The energy has been so heavy lately. And I know that, a lot of us have really been in that survival mode for way too long. And I think that 2024 has felt very much like a survival mode for a lot of people. I know there have been lots of shifts and changes. And when you are activated into that survival energy, in which I'm really getting the root chakra, is what got activated in all of this. It's really hard to be in these upper chakras, which, so when you're first born, the root chakra is the one that is like the first that comes online, because it's all about safety and security. So you've got to be safe and secure and stable before you can get any of the other chakras to start opening up. And so then the next one that would open up would be the sacral chakra, which is that creativity. And so once you feel safe, then you feel, like you can start exploring your world a little bit and start expanding a little bit. And so I think that they're trying to let us know that we have gotten to a place that we really are more stable and safe enough to be able to, let out that sigh of relief and really start having fun. And I mean, you can kind of look at like the history, and you can see where, like, the Great Depression, there weren't a lot of people that really, were like having fun during that time because they were worried about their safety and security. But then you get, once that was stabilized, then look at the boom that happened after that. So I feel like that, especially for the past 4 years, for sure, we have been in this really extreme state of survival. I think just collectively, globally, we have all been experiencing this. Just our whole world got shifted without asking us first. And, that's for an autistic person, that's really distressing. But I mean, I know that, like, for everybody, you experience it on some level. But having the plans change on you and never return to normal. I mean, like that's very destabilizing. And so I think that that's what we've really been trying to do for the past, several years, is to re-find our center, to find our stability, our, just that safety again, where like we were letting all of the things crumble and fall away. I'm just kind of imagining the tower card right now. When everything, crumbles, well, then what's left? So that's where we're looking at, is what was left after everything crumbled around us. Now what's left? And so that's where we're finding our safety and security again. Once we find our feet firmly, then we can start opening up and really seeing the joy of life again. And so I'm going to read this card to us: the laugh and have fun. Okay. When was the last time that you had a proper laugh? When did you laugh so hard that your stomach hurt? Oh my goodness. If it was too long ago to remember, it's time to plan a joy session. Watch some comedy, read a funny book, or connect with some positive people. You may want to try a laughing meditation. If you have already had a good belly laugh today, have another one. You can never have too much laughter in your life. Joy and laughter can help you through the hard times. Divinatory meaning: laughter is truly the best medicine. It heals you and helps you to open yourself to positive energy. When you laugh, you become magnetic, drawing like minded, positive people to you. Also, laughing is infectious. By increasing your gross personal happiness, you help others smile and laugh as well. You can help heal people who need a boost of positive energy. Smile, laugh, and giggle today. And I mean, that was just reminding me that when I was going through some of the hardest depression that I was going through, and it was as I was leading up to my divorce, um, that was something that my therapist told me specifically to do, is to purposefully laugh. And like, even if I had to force it, just being in that energy, it tricks your brain into believing that you are in that higher state. But watch comedies, find things that make you laugh, so whatever it is. And so like, I had a habit of going to this autocorrect website. I would, like, if I couldn't sleep, I would get up and go to the computer, and I would go to this autocorrect website, and for whatever reason, those things crack me up like nothing. Like, because it's like, it's so unintentional. And so you see like a mother accidentally texting something inappropriate to their child by complete accident because of the autocorrect. And I mean, it is hysterical to me. And so I would just be up, I mean, literally laughing until like I had tears over this stuff. And it really does, like, it helps make those harder times easier. It helps remind you that joy is still there, even in the smallest moments, that I could still find it even when everything else felt so overwhelming. And so that was definitely one of the ways that I got through that time. So if you are struggling, to just kind of make it through each day, find something that makes you laugh. I mean, like, literally laugh. And if you need the autocorrect, maybe I'll get that link and put it down in the description box too, because those, I mean, they killed me. They were so funny. All right, so I'm going to pull with the rest of the spread with the Spirit Song Tarot. So the next card is: what lesson do your ancestors want you to understand and apply at this time? We have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is about self-care. So the Queen of Pentacles does a lot for everybody around her. She is very responsible. She's very reliable. She has built her life on her own doing, and she's very proud of what she's been able to accomplish. But sometimes that person who is the one who does for everybody else doesn't have somebody who does for them, and they don't even do for themselves. So you do have to remember that you do need to take care of yourself, especially when you're one of those people who has the responsibility of taking care of a lot of other people. You have to make sure that you're taking time for you. And so again, if it's just going to a website at 2 a.m. just because you can't sleep, and it's making you laugh to the point that you have tears rolling down your face, and you're trying to be quiet because you're not trying to wake up everybody else in the house, that, I promise you, is some of the best laughter there is. When you have to try to hide it so that you're not letting everybody see it. Like, that laughter is pure joy. So just remember to find moments, find ways that you can really take care of you, nurture you as much as you're nurturing everybody around you. Okay, so what is the block, or what is the unresolved issue or energetic block that needs your attention to honor your ancestors' path and wisdom? So the world. And this is about like getting out of the rut. And so if you are in a pattern that you don't like, you're going to have to do something different to break the pattern. And so just start intentionally doing something every single day. Put 15 minutes aside every single day that I am going to do something. I'm going to look up something funny. I'm going to watch a funny video, something that I am going to induce joy. I'm going to purposefully induce joy. So you've got to make sure that you're doing something different if you're wanting to get out of this old. And so what I'm getting with the world is I'm getting like the hamster wheel. That's what I'm getting. And so if you want to get off of the hamster wheel, because I think that that's really what a lot of us have been feeling for a while, is the hamster wheel, the rat race of life. And just like we have all of this stuff that we've got to, all these responsibilities, all of this that is pulling at us, and we don't have time for ourselves. And so it's just coming back to that Queen of Pentacles. Like, I'm very responsible. I'm very reliable. I take care of everybody around me, but there's not really anybody taking care of me. And so that's the habit that we're going to have to break. That's the cycle that has to be broken. You've got to make sure that even if nobody else is taking care of you, you are taking time to take care of you. Okay. So the next card is, what is your guidance for moving forward? So what steps can you take to align with the guidance and the support of your ancestors? And we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is to be around the people that are actually meant for you. There are people who will increase your energy, and there are people who will drain your energy. And that one piece right there is how you know your soul alignment. If you are in a group of people that are literally draining your energy all the time, they're not. And so, like, yeah, let's come back to this Queen of Pentacles. If you don't have anybody that's looking out for you, you aren't in the right circle. Like, the right circle cares about you too. They see how much you're giving, and they want to make sure that you're taken care of too. So make sure that you're in the right group of people. And so that's one of the cycles that you could, possibly work on here, is evaluating all of those connections that are currently in your life, how they're pulling at you, and which ones are absolutely necessary and which ones are not. And find ones, be very purposeful to find ones that build you up, which ones make you feel just really good to be in. And so, that's one of the things that we talk about a lot with the spiritual view, because as I'm sitting here saying that, as I'm thinking soul family, the spiritual view is the soul family, is when we come together. And I'm talking even, for the viewers too, when you're coming together in this collective energy, it rises us all together. And so be around people who make you feel like that. That's the exact type of way that that you're in true soul alignment, because it expands you. You get to be more of yourself in that space. Okay, so the last card is, what ancestral gift are they giving you at this time? So what is your unique gift or strength that your ancestors have passed down to you to help you on your journey at this time? We have the Five of Swords, and on here it says resilience. So you may have been through a lot of hard struggles. You may have actually been unfairly taken advantage of over and over and over. And I think a lot of people who show up on this path usually are, because the healers have to heal themselves first. And so in order to heal yourself, you got to go through something. You got to get kind of broken first, right? So most of the people who are going to be on this path have been through some level of abuse of some form. They've had a very difficult life. They've had, a struggle, and they've learned how to be resilient despite what's going on all around them. That's what you gain from this. And so, like, the ancestors are wanting you to remember how strong you really are, how much you've really gotten through, and not even just how much you've gotten through, how much did they get through? Because our ancestors are the ones who went through the Depression. Our ancestors are the ones who went through, those wars back in, the old days. Our ancestors went through hard times. We can look through all of history and we can find catastrophes, just in every generation of life. And so they're reminding you to look back at the strength of the ancestors before you as well, because that's part of you too. And you have the strength to overcome. And like, you have to be purposeful to find the joy, even when the circumstances around you may not be as ideal as you would like them to be. All right, so I am going to close it out here for this reading. I'm going to close it out with the Art of Manifestation Oracle to see what you can do right now to help bring your manifestations in. So I want you to stop and think when I say the word manifestation, what does that mean to you? Your instant thought. What are you trying to bring in right now? So what can you do to help bring your manifestations in? We have take a risk. Take a risk. Step out of your comfort zone. Feeling safe and secure is a wonderful experience, but if we remain in our safe zone for fear of change, we create a limiting and restrictive environment that can ultimately lead to stagnation and the loss of our creative potential to manifest our greatest contribution to the world. Let go of the fear and take a risk. And so I think the bigger part of that is about the letting go of the fear. And, in spite of the fear, that you're finding the joy in spite of the fear. You're finding the joy in spite of the external circumstances, because you are learning how resilient you are through everything that you've been through. You've seen what you've gotten through. You know that they may go down, but they always go back up. And so, like, that's the promise that you have, is that if you are in a downtime, you know that they always get better. And I mean, we also know that they don't stay high forever either. So like, now our goal is not for it to just sway so much. We want to get it to where it just kind of like gently kind of goes, because those big sways, those are big. Those are usually timeline shifts that are happening, but we want more of the gentle, because we've gotten exactly to the type of life we're wanting, and we don't need it to just like be just chaotic anymore. But it is knowing that even in the worst of the moments, you can still take time to find something, to be thankful for, and to really find the joy even in the hardest moments. Because like, there was an article that I read, and I don't know that article is the right word. A story that I read that was talking about this woman's life, and like, she grew up, she was born in the early 1900s, and it took her all the way through to the 80s. And it showed like every event, major world event that was happening during this person's lifetime. So if you had been born at that time, and you would have had to experience, you went through the Great Depression, you went through the First World War and the Second World War, and like, you went through all of these things, and they all seemed so scary and significant, and yet you still had to live your life through it. So I mean, if she was born in the early 1900s, by the time she was 20 years old, the world was in the Great Depression. And then, by the time she was in her 40s, we've got World War. So it's like, you can't stop your own life because of whatever the scary external circumstances are. You have to still live. You have to find the joy in this moment, because this is the life that you are getting right now. Every single day, every single minute that you have, this is your life right now that you're using. You're using your life force energy right now to watch this. This is your life. And so you have to find ways to enjoy it no matter what, because you can't control the whole big. You can only control right here where you're at. And so finding the joy despite whatever experiences. And I think that that's what they're saying. It's time. It's time. We don't have to be in that, state of fear. So like, when everything first happened, and I'm really thinking about when COVID hit back in 2020. Just this state of fear that hit overall for everyone. And it did feel like we kind of just went into a pause state. Like everything just kind of froze until we knew what to do. Like, so like, there's the freeze response, right? And so now then we've got to get out of that place. We've got to start moving again. We don't have to hold that fear anymore. Now then we see kind of where things have landed. We know how it turned out. Okay, we've got to the other side. Have we realized that we got to the other side of this yet? Now we see. Now we have more information than the moment that stopped us in our tracks. But it's time to start living again. And I think that that's the biggest advice. All right. So if you would like to go deeper with me, again, I'm going to do the deep dive, and that information is going to be down in the description box below. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Remember to please comment, like, share, subscribe, all the things that helps to tell the algorithm to keep pushing our channel out to more people. It helps to grow our channel, and we greatly, greatly appreciate it. And we very much appreciate every single one of you for your part in creating all of this with us. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time.